35 minutes gone past the hour of 12 o'clock. So I've been doing this all alone since for the past more than 1 hour. Right, thank God for that. I was able to do that. All right, let me see one other story that is trending here. Well, this is Overt Radio. This is Trend Table here, the Friday edition of Overt Radio. Trend Table, the Friday edition of Overt Radio. So what am I saying? Trend Table, the Friday edition of Trend Table here on Overt Radio. This is the Friday edition. Okay, I got it right. This is the Friday edition of Overt Radio Trend Table. We are broadcasting to you live from the city of Lagos. Lagos is a center of excellence. Basking here, the city of excellence, the center, the city that never sleeps. All right, yes. Earlier on, when I started, I talked about the trending video where a barber was allegedly was caught, allegedly gathering hair strands of his customers for sacrifice, in his shrine, in his one-room apartment. So I did say that, well, whether the barber is gathering his customers' hair strand for sacrifice or not, the most important thing is you have to be very, very careful. Don't live your life carelessly. Be observant wherever you are, wherever you eat. If you are the type that buy food outside, be observant of where you buy food from. Where you buy food from to eat. Check if the environment is hygienic. Check if the person that is selling the food, if he or she is hygienic. Be careful. Don't live your life recklessly. And is also, if you are the type that barb, I'm not saying that your barber is engaging in such fetish things, but hey, be observant. That's the most important thing. Be wise as serpent and be gentle as dove. Then I also talked about earlier on, before I went to that break, I talked about a man there was this video that was posted by Linda Ikeji a few days ago, where a man said that if his wife cheats, that is the end of the marriage. But if he cheats, he will beg his wife for forgiveness, saying that the African man is polygamous in nature. But the African man is not polygamous in nature. It's the lack of discipline. Not all men in Africa are polygamous in nature. I'm not polygamous in nature. My dad was never a polygamous man. My brother, my uncles are never polygamous. So why are you saying that, even my boss is not polygamous? So why are you saying that African men are polygamous in nature? If you are polygamous, that means that you face the consequences that comes out of being polygamous. If you're a polygamist, you face the consequences of being polygamous, just like we watched into that video, that series, that South African series, the polygamist. At the end of the day, he saw what came to his head. He saw how he ended his life, in the hospital bed. All right. Now, this next story that is making rounds on social media, this is coming from Pastor Ibiome. Ban on bus preaching. Stop it if you don't want chaos in Nigeria. Some of us will rise up and take it by force. This is coming from Pastor Ibiome telling the federal government. Okay. Founder of Salvation Ministries, Pastor David Ibiome, has condemned the restriction on Christians preaching in public buses, insisting that believers should enjoy the same freedom of worship as Muslims. Speaking during a church service, the cleric described the policy as stupid law, arguing that if Muslims are allowed to use loudspeakers and microphones for religious activities, Christians should also be free to preach publicly. He questioned why Christians would be prevented from preaching while other religious groups openly use loudspeakers, saying, "Since we allowed the Muslims to put microphones, nobody shouted, 'Christians will preach.' If you say Christians shouldn't preach, then they go their way and we go our way." Ibiome also criticized some Christian leaders for remaining silent, alleging that many had been compromised. He said, and I quote, "Most of them can't talk because they've taken money from the leaders. Ask your president if I've taken 1 naira from him so I can talk. He stated, "This is the hardest time in Nigeria. People are in hardship, yet everybody is keeping quiet. During Jonathan's time, they were shouting, 'You cannot compare Jonathan's time and now.' Warning against policies he believes target Christianity, he said, they should not promote such laws if they don't want chaos in Nigeria. Otherwise, some of us will rise up and take it by force." The cleric also referenced the killing of Nigerians in South Africa, terrorism, hunger, and economic hardship, questioning why lawmakers were focusing on restricting Christian preaching instead of addressing pressing national issues. Ibiome further alleged that their attempt to turn Nigeria into an Islamic nation, but insisted it would never happen. He said, and I quote, "They want to turn Nigeria into an Islamic nation. Some people think I am joking. It is coming, but it can never be. Nigeria will never be an Islamic nation. If you want peace as one Nigeria, practice your religion and let us practice our Christianity." Yeah, this is coming from Pastor David Ibiome. Well, what I would like to say concerning that is that yes, there are some things he said that is right. There are some things he said that are still have not been proven yet. On that, what is right, the lawmakers should focus on, putting up policies that will translate the lives of people, that will impact positively and the life of people. Whether people preach in the bus, whether you ban bus preaching or you don't ban bus preaching, that should not be something of discussion. There are better things to talk about. There are better things that the lawmakers should focus on than banning bus preaching. Bus preaching has always been a long age tradition in this country among Christians. So why banning it? Why disrupting the freedom of the religious freedom, of another person? Yes. So Nigeria is not Nigeria is a multi-religious country. Is a multi-religious country. So when has preaching in the bus been? When has preaching in the bus been a problem in the country? Is it a problem in the country? Somebody is a Christian and he feels that that's evangelism. Even during Jesus' days, Jesus went about preaching, baptizing them that were sick, even during the days, in the other religion. So as the other religion, which is the Muslims, as they are doing their own thing, also allow Christians to do their own thing. Bus preaching has never been a problem in this country and would never be. The thing is that there's some things that need to be regulated. Okay, yes, it might maybe on the side of disturbance, public disturbance. The lawmakers might say that, might be thinking that it is disturbance, but if you are saying that, you should also take cognizance of what other religious people are doing as well. Okay, so the bone of contention here is that our leaders should focus more on how to improve the life of the people. That is the most important thing. Our leaders should focus on how to improve the life of the masses. Nigerians are suffering. Nigerians are not doing well. We don't have enough disposable income in our pockets. Nigerians, need urgent intervention from the government. Security, education, in the health sector, we need urgent attention from the government, and if they can do this, it will be helpful. This talk about banning bus preaching or not banning bus preaching, or Muslims putting microphone outside, those things are just insignificant. Yes, we bear it. We are a religious country, so people of religious faith must do what they want to do to promote their religion. So they are promoting their religion. If Muslims are putting loudspeakers, outside the street, they are promoting their religion. If Christians are preaching in buses, that's another way of promoting their religion. That shouldn't be a disturbance. So let me take one or two comments here. This is Maya. You don't see Muslim preaching on the bus or to to strangers in public, sharing flyers, or even coming to your house to disturb you to preach. So you can't even compare. And before you come for me, I'm anti-religion, but I still speak fact. Well, thank you, Maya, for speaking fact. Well, that's yours, man. Official Queen Esty says, as a Christian, I support it. It should be banned. We can't be speaking about how Muslims block the road to inconvenience people when praying, and leave how Christians make noise in buses and still inconvenience people too. Okay. Well, as for that, that has always been, but wait, if people, my God, if a particular religion blocks the road, do you have cars that ply that road? That is a question. Have they ever blocked you? Have they ever prevented you from not passing the route that used to pass? There are some things that we shouldn't bring to social media. These people, this is how they practice their religion. They can block the road as long as they are not disturbing you in particular. You in particular. So that shouldn't bring up, in your street, have they blocked the road? Have they said that don't pass this particular road because you are doing anything? No. Nobody can do that. Nobody, because the road belongs to everybody. It is that time they want to use the road. So the road is for public usage. Okay, so we shouldn't, these are just things that are insignificant, that's, oh my God. All right, this is coming from T. Tony Graham or so. Just respect people's spaces and peace. I don't see Muslims preaching in buses yet, but yet they have people who come to worship every time. If the government gives a law, let it be followed. Preach through your character and act of kindness. The noise from the actors, don't they many show the fruit now? Okay, I don't know. I don't try to understand that last sentence. They want to turn this country to a Muslim country by force. From banning on bus preaching, what is next? Ban Christians from practicing their faith. Please, no government has categorically stated that it want to turn the country into a particular religion. It is in the constitution. Nigeria is not a secular state. Nigeria is a country that allows people to practice the religion that they want to practice. The constitution did not say that this country, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, shall be a particular religion, shall be practicing a particular religion, and no other person should practice any other religion. No. So this idea of Islamizing Nigeria, or Islamization of Nigeria, it's just a controversial topic that will not hold water. The constitution does not permit any leader to enforce a particular religion on anybody. We are free bonds. We are free bonds. There's no leader that say that he or she will turn the country into a particular religion. No. Okay, so this idea, let us stop it. These are divisive, things that will not mean well for the country. So Lagos, that is how far I can take on the Friday edition of Overt Radio Trend Table. Hopefully on Wednesday we're going to have a full house. My co-anchors will be here with me, by next week, hopefully. Okay, hopefully. All right, thank you for listening to me. Thank you for those who are, maybe you're in your office, you're listening, you're working in your office, maybe you are a remote person, you're at home working, and you just decided to tune in to this radio. I want to say a very big thank you to us for listening to us here on Overt Radio. Thank you very much for spending your afternoon. It is 49 minutes gone past the hour of 12 o'clock. So later on today in the program, SARS in between hours with the SARS will be here later on by 3 o'clock, I guess, 3 to 5. And Favor will be here with a program. Favor will be here with our program between the hours of 5 to 6. Then she will pick it up again from 6:30 to 8:30 for our Igbo-oriented program. Okay, that is what we have for you this Friday. It's packed. I want to make sure that you don't dull yourself today, this Friday. It is the last day of July. Congratulations to those who made it to the end of the month and those who will be starting August. Congratulations to all you guys. God bless you. My name is Ken. I will see you next week, Monday, 8 o'clock, to start the Overt